What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another day trading recap video. It's Tuesday and the trend continues, which is basically survive until you thrive, and that is what I'm trying to do here. Yesterday I was green. It was like a little basic green day, and then today unfortunately a slight red day here, which is fine. There was just not a lot of opportunity. I tried several times to nail these tickers, but they were just all very, very short-lived runs, and I was constantly giving back profits. So it was a little bit tricky for me this morning. Actually, VRM, from this angle right here, doesn't even look too bad. If you bought this, market open breakout and were able to hold for a little bit. I actually did buy the breakout, but near the high, and then it looked like it was going to sell off. I closed, and then it kept on running. So this was a sloppy trade, but with very small size. So I didn't really care so much. I was just kind of watching and just kind of thinking like, man, this is rough. I mean, yesterday ended really poorly. The market was down so much. Today it gapped up higher, and now it's back in control of a 5-year-old with a crayon, just kind of going all over the place. So the small caps don't do very well when the market is this volatile. Small caps, basically, when the overall market is like a lake, that's when small caps are exploding, because people are all looking for what has some volume, and small caps will oftentimes get that volume on some trending news, and they'll be trading more than Tesla and all these other large caps, sometimes even combined. They'll be the most traded ticker in the U.S. stock market for at least 1 to 2 hours, and that's where you can make a lot of money. But in this choppy weather here, it's hard to find a nice small cap with consistent front side movement, and you can really milk it. So that's why I'm not too worried right now. I'm just kind of like waiting and waiting and waiting, and I know eventually it's going to pay off, and we're going to get a nice front side move. I just don't feel like we have to force it. So let's just let these trades come to us, and you don't have to trade every day. I like to show up every day, trade a little bit, get my feet wet, so I get a good feeling of the overall condition. But yeah, this is, in a way, it feels like, a little bit of a no trade day. So yeah, small red day here, definitely more of a scratch day. It doesn't really feel too bad. So let's just go through these tickers. I think some might be worth talking about, so let's just go through them and see what we come up with. So starting with our biggest loser, KXIN, what we got here? KXIN. This ticker was constantly popping up, and at one point, I kind of threw in the towel with this ticker. I was a little bit frustrated with it. Daily chart not looking too good. Very low relative volume, so that's always a bad sign. 175 million shares outstanding. That's kind of large, a lot. 167 million market cap, so that's really, really high. It has a nice little catalyst here, sales order of 10,000 electric trucks, but it just wasn't. Yeah, I mean, look at this. So at first, we had this quick movement to the upside, and we actually had pretty decent volume for like at least 15 minutes, right? But then the volume crashed and the price crashed as well, hit this big resistance zone, and never was really able to get back from that. So I was trading this ticker on this front side up here. Unfortunately, my trades are not popping up, but it's fine. I traded this. I was actually green on this ticker initially. Oh, what did I just do? Let me quickly line everything up first. Everything looks like it's all over the place here. So daily chart on the bottom right. Always important to see the daily chart, see where the big resistance zones are. 5-minute chart here, which I love to look for the larger trend, good entries, and so on and so forth. And then the 1-minute chart here. This is the one I day trade off of. I did my first trade somewhere in this area. I actually nailed this move, had a nice little profit on it, but then I went for this pullback, and I pretty much was not able to cut my losses quick enough, and I rode this one. I took this whole red candle down. I gave back my profits and then some. So that was KXIN, kind of failed there. If it was a breakout, it would have been, obviously much nicer, but yeah, it wasn't. EVAX, and yeah, that sell-off is just gross. Same with the EVAX, just huge sell-off here. I don't even really know what to say. Just not the best trading conditions. And look at this ticker. This ticker is probably just littered with back holders. Imagine being a long-term investor in EVAX. That looks depressing. Anyway, biotech here, 23 million shares outstanding, 63 million market cap. Does have some catalysts coming in. So technically, and between $7, technically this ticker with high relative volume, this ticker should be doing better. But in a market like this, what do you expect? I actually did some okay trading on VEX. The problem with this one is I just continuously gave back profits. And then at one point I was like, all right, I'm done with this ticker. I literally can't, I don't know what it is, so I can't trade it. It popped up here. I bought this first pullback, cut my losses at the worst spot. It pops back up. I went for this move, made back some money here, but then I think I lost somewhere in this area, made back some here, and then I think I stopped out at like the worst spot here. And I was like, man, I don't know what it is. Is this ticker super choppy? It doesn't really feel like it. You know, looking back, it kind of was, but I had zero flow on EVAX. Sometimes that happens where you're just like constantly on the wrong side of a ticker, or you know, closing before the breakout or buying the breakout, and the ticker doesn't have continuation. So it was a little bit like that with EVAX. It happens. And then all my winners really weren't able to add up to anything meaningful. SMFL, let's start with this one. Slightly green on it. Oh my god, yeah, just disaster. High relative volume, but just, you know, getting destroyed here. Oh my god, personal products, 32 million shares outstanding, 28 million market cap, and it's a sub dollar, so it's not too exciting there. Some catalysts coming out. I didn't look into those, but nice to see a catalyst at least. Look at the volume just absolutely disappearing on this ticker. The 5-minute really gives a good overview of this one. Volume just falling off a cliff. So traders are bailing out of this at all costs, and this is not a ticker you want to go long on. I'm sure it's going to see a new all-time low at one point. Probably it's going to get a I can't think of the word right now. Basically, when the Nasdaq says you need to be back over $1. If there's a word for it, I just can't think of it right now. And they're probably going to do a reverse split at one point or get delisted. So yeah, SMFL, very unoptimistic on this ticker, especially in this market. In a hot bull market, this ticker could, you know, easily go to $6 in one day. No problem. But right now, you look at all this upside resistance. It was just struggling. No one's very optimistic, so it's hard to nail these moves. I got this pullback and sell into the pop, but I just went with very small size, and I didn't have the best exit, so you know, small little win there. I feel like I'm being really negative right now. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to come across like I'm just negative Nancy right now, but I'm just kind of telling you like why I'm not getting super aggressive. I hope that makes sense. STIM, small win here on this one. It just, you know, total scratch day here. I could have maybe done better, but yeah, it wasn't a lot of opportunity. Wow, this backside is just disgusting. High relative volume, but it's already a red day. That's pretty bad. Usually these red days come a little bit later, or these red from the green to red basically take a little bit longer, maybe like around midday or something, when the stock no longer holds up and buyers leave, traders leave. But this thing's already crashing. It's only 10.20 here. It's crazy. Healthcare equipment company, 27 million shares outstanding, 54 million market cap. You know, those are pretty nice numbers. Does have a catalyst as well. You know, technically, it's not that bad. But then you look at the price action, and it's really bad. It's that bad. So I was trading this one on the front side, looking for that continuation that we never really got. This was a good trade, but I think I gave back on the last one or something like that. But look at my size, very, very small size, which basically means I'm not really taking anything too seriously that I'm seeing. I'm just kind of like taking some stabs, you know, trying to stay warmed up more or less. VRM, which is the ticker I'm up on the most, $50, yeehaw. Also nasty backside, but decent relative volume today. Not crazy relative volume. Also, I'm sure this ticker looks like it has a bunch of dilution going on, so that's why the volume is really scaling here. So I'm sure they're, you know, raising capital by selling shares into the market. So you got to be careful with a company like this. Let's see, support, specialty retail, 140 million shares outstanding, 200 plus million market cap. That's kind of high. Up on Q1 catalyst. Not a bad catalyst in this market, but you know, not able to hold anything. They had a big sell-off here, kind of like the rest of the market yesterday, and then they had a nice rebound. And we've been seeing that on a lot of these stocks, or a lot of large caps lately, just for example, like Coin, for example. Let's see, this was a small scalp here, a day trade. So yeah, Coin had a nice little bounce off the lows, like 9%, but then it just fell off a cliff again, sold off everything. Snow, another company I'm looking at, kind of similar situation where, you know, had that last little bounce and then gave it all back. Now, it's a little bit more like swing trading and investing, but let's go back to VRM. This ticker, yeah, popped up at the market open like a lot of other large caps and then just sold off so aggressively. The sell-off at the market open on like every large cap, especially like meme large caps, was brutal. So the way I traded this one was, pre-market mostly. Yeah, this is actually where we started the recap video. So yeah, we popped up here. I did some quick trades on it, nice 5-minute breakout. I went for that 1-minute pullback. That was probably the best setup for me. I don't really like trading that first 1-2 minutes at the market open, mainly because TOS is very laggy. And sometimes you don't even know you've had executions until a couple minutes later. It happened to me several times, and I'm always on the phone with TOS, and I've kind of accepted that not trading the opening cross, which is basically the first and the 2 minutes before the market open and the 2 minutes after the market open, roughly, I just tend to avoid. That's usually where a lot of platform-based mistakes happen and errors happen. So it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit annoying because sometimes there's really good setups. You get those new breakouts, just like VRM. But yeah, if you're using TOS, you got to be careful with trading the market open. There's a good chance you will at one point have a TOS-related stressful moment. It's happened to me in the last 2 years, probably almost a dozen times. And most of them, I've been on the phone with TOS for a few hours trying to reverse the trade. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's definitely a little bit of a nightmare. Look at these large caps. They're just all selling off. Oatly is one I'll probably start accumulating under $3. But man, everything's just going lower and lower and lower. So you don't want to catch a falling knife, but at the same time, it might be not a bad time to do some DCA on companies that are generally promising fundamentally. For example, Coin, I came out with a video about Coin. I really like their fundamentals. They're doing pretty well overall, but their price is falling off a cliff. So there's some clear divergence going on. And we're seeing that across the board with a lot of companies. Snow is another company I'll probably do a review on coming up in the next few days. All right, guys, that's all for me. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out if you enjoyed the content. And if you're totally new, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you part of the community. Join this challenge to reach $500,000 in our day trading account. We are well on our way, but this market is definitely pumping the brakes a little bit, but that's fine. We'll survive. I'll see you guys then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.